Quantum leap in computing as Google claims supremacy.
Oh, shit, they're about to get
Google
better at it.
supremacy? Oh, no.
Paris. Scientists claimed Wednesday to have achieved a near mythical state of computing in which a new generation of machine vastly outperforms the world's fastest supercomputer, known as quantum supremacy.
Oh, shit, dude. The AI revolution has begun.
A team of experts working on Google's Sycamore machines said their quantum system had executed a calculation in 200 seconds that would have taken a classic computer 10,000 years to complete. A rival team at IBM has already expressed skepticism about their claim, but if verified and harnessed, the Google device could make even the world's most powerful supercomputers, capable of performing thousands of trillions of calculations per second, look like an early 2000s flip phone.
That's actually a massive understatement.
Yeah.
Quantum computing is going to absolutely fundamentally change the landscape.
It's going to make it look like a fucking abacus, basically.
Well, dude,
Yeah. It's going to be the difference between now and the pre-internet world in terms of like the different, and probably even bigger than that. Honestly,
the amount of diseases and drugs you'll be able to create would be staggering.
Oh my god, it has implications in literally every type of fucking.
I mean, people
industry.
don't realize that, but like when you're researching, like let's say a drug or something, you have to run all these simulations. Like, what is this protein going to do? And right now they go to a supercomputer, like they talked about. You get time on it. And
I mean, think about the graphics processing power. Think about the ability to create worlds that look literally photorealistic, that are completely and utterly indistinguishable from reality, and abilities
100%.
to interface that with the human brain
So
in
check
ways
this out.
that you experience
This,
those things. We're talking about the holodeck.
Right, this is a pretty cool explanation of this. Regular computers, even the fastest, function in a binary fashion. They can carry out tasks using tiny fragments of data known as bits that are only ever either 1 or 0. But fragments of data on a quantum computer known as qubits can be both 1 and 0 at the same time. This property, known as superposition, means a quantum computer made of several qubits can crunch an enormous number of potential outcomes simultaneously.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, if you're familiar with like quantum physics in general, you kind of, already have heard probably about superpositions and, particles that exist in multiple states or exist everywhere at once and all this shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, like,
Well,
if this claim is true, then obviously we're on the cusp of another huge revolution in computing that the results of which I don't even think we can begin to imagine.
I mean,
will completely reshape the world.
the AI implications are fucking. The robot industry is going to completely explode. We're talking about like a complete remaking of humanity if this is, the case, which, it's happened before. We've had these kind of giant booms of technology.
Industrial revolution, the fucking first tech revolution.
Not this type of technology, though.
Right.
That has that doesn't just implicate 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 or 20 key industries, but literally every way of life that you can think of is going to be directly impacted by this. And I don't know, dude. There's a lot of negative implications to it, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like the surveillance state is going to get all that much more,
Oh, yeah, it's going to be no problem. Because, like, one of the things that, you've kind of thought of in the past is like, well, there's so much surveillance that they have to do that it's like, whatever,
Right.
They can't possibly handle the amount of data they're collecting. But this kind of technology makes it like, some supercomputer somewhere knows what everyone's doing every minute of every day.
Paul said, let the nukes fly.
It's
Paul's
basically
now
like
enemy of the state.
I mean, like, we're kind of like just lurching towards inventing God. So whoever controls this technology is going to have insane power. And if it's Google, that's not good news.
I have a sudden urge to buy Nikes. You know what I mean?
Become a patron, and I'll pull my dick out live on a show. I'm shit you not. Asterisk. Paul may not actually pull out his dick, but
He'll think about it.
I will heavily consider pulling out Big Jim and the Twins, as I call him.
Wow.
And we will do it.
Finally.
And look, I'll add this in too. Me and TJ will do everything in our power to convince Paul to fulfill his promise.
Right.
That he, in fact, has not promised anything, but it said potentially will promise to pull his dick out.
I said I'd think about it.
Well, he'll think about it. Paul will think about pulling his dick out.
But you know what? Even while I'm thinking about that, even while I'm deliberating about that, if you become a patron, you still get a bunch of shit. You get an extra show every week. You get the full, unabridged flash fried. You get movie commentaries, one of which we're about to film right now.
Right this minute.
You get behind-the-scenes stuff. You get ideologies just for you.
See,
I've been doing a lot of. Yeah, I've been
didn't
doing
you just
some
do a
stream-
4-hour stream?
Yeah, I did a 4-hour drunk
TJ's
stream
been
last night.
streaming, drunk off his ass on 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah,
You get a whole smorgasbord of stuff while I decide whether or not
yeah.
I'm going to pull out the Palooza or the Magnum.
Yeah.
The Magnum Breaker. That's what they called
Magnum
me.
Breaker,
That's
dude.
what they called me back in high school.
Wow.
Paul the
Damn.
Magnum Breaker Parkey was my
If you want to see Paul's enormous tree trunk of a
enormous
cock,
doesn't even begin
Yeah.
to fucking you got to understand. It's comically huge.
become a patron, you bastards. You know you wanna.